Hello and welcome to Voice of the Parrot. I'm your host Shasta Ray, and I am coming to you on a Thursday. Oh my gosh, what happened with that? Well, like I have said in previous episodes, I've got a lot of chaos going on right now, and I will talk about that on a later episode. It's all positive, nothing wrong here, nothing bad, so don't worry, but it's just not ready to be announced yet. And life is very, very hectic. I have full days from the time I wake up until I fall asleep at night. I am going non-stop. So lots of new developments going on, and it involves some of you guys out there. So yay! I will tell all you about it when I'm ready, I promise. So today I just wanted to apologize. 2 days got by me this week, and I had no control over that. Zero, zilch. I have had zero availability due to circumstances beyond my control. So I hope to get just a little bit more consistent. And it's crazy around here. It's crazy. I am joined in the studio tonight by nobody. I am completely alone. The giant dog was down here for just a little bit and he wandered off. So I think he went back upstairs. But another problem I just ran into is that my recording software went through an update, and then when I got back into it to record this, a lot of the features are gone that I always use for sound control efforts. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, or if I'm just going to have some wonky sound quality until I find a different solution. Unsure. Please stick with me through that, and I do apologize if the sound quality is not where it normally is. So I got to kind of figure out how to use this software again. I was trying to find the previous version. I always hate doing updates on stuff like this because this particular software does not have any support. There's no tech support. You can't just call in or anything. So, oh my gosh, I am not sure what to do about that. So I guess it's a learning curve. So just pile that on top of everything else. Oh, goodness. So I have been doing a little bit of research whenever I have time on the side. It's been ongoing since I got Zoltan regarding diet and diet conversion. I've been learning a lot. So some of you out there, if you're like me and you've got budgies and or cockatiels, one of the reasons it is so incredibly difficult to diet convert these little guys is because they are grass and seed eaters. So they are hardwired in their little heads to eat seeds. But keeping them in captivity, they just do not get the same level of activity. I don't care if they're flapping around your living room all day or around your house or whatever. They are still not getting the same high level of energy burn off that they would in the wild. So we have to make a little bit of changes to their diet to keep them healthy. They are very prone to fatty liver disease if you give them an all-seed diet. So the best thing you can do is convert them onto some chop with a very low amount of seed in their diet. The problem with that is a lot of them just don't recognize chop as being a food item. So a few things you can do with that is, first off, if you can pretend to eat the food, or if you have another bird that actually loves the chop, make sure that the ones that are stubborn on the issue are seeing something that they perceive to be eating that food thing. So that chop or the veggies or whatever it is you're trying to convert them onto. And sometimes you may offer stuff that they just don't like the taste of, and you have to just kind of experiment with that a little bit. But what really helps is for them to see another creature eating it, and then it signals them that it's actually food and they can try it. They're kind of weird that way, budgies in particular. Cockatiels, well, I've had some luck with Murray wanting to try stuff, but usually, here again, he has to see me eating it before he wants it also. Another thing you can do is try giving them the food item in question first thing in the morning when you feed them, and make sure that that's what food that they have offered. You do need to go through a gradual conversion so that they don't shut off completely and then starve, because they will do that in some cases. But work some of their old food into some chop or some chop into their old food, and that usually kind of helps. I'll go over some diet conversion specific techniques with that on a later episode, but if you've got something you're working with and you're try feeding it to them when they're really hungry first thing in the morning. That helps. Another thing that helps is bright sunlight that's as unfiltered as possible. Now, you don't want your birds in direct light, but you want them to have bright, natural sunlight. And they have different light spectrums that they can see. So the more natural the light is, or if you have a sun lamp specifically for birds, you might want to use it during this part of the day. It helps them see the different colors that their eyes are capable of catching, but they need natural light to do that. And sometimes that will trigger them to go, oh, that's a plant. I can eat that. They may not recognize that in artificial light. So that's something to keep in mind. And one thing is, I've been experimenting with microgreens, and I'm starting to have some really good luck with my birds eating microgreens, and I'm trying different ones to see what works and what they like and what they gravitate to. So in doing all this, I bring Murray with me. He's usually riding around on my shoulder or on my head or something, and I come down to the basement where I grow my microgreens, and he's with me, and I've got these full spectrum LED lights that's like full sunlight spectrum. And suddenly he can't get enough of these things and he is chowing down like crazy. So light absolutely makes a difference with them. Try that. Now, on the topic of microgreens, also sprouts, it is very beneficial to start learning how to grow your own. They're very, very easy. They're very inexpensive. And if you're like me and you've got tiny little birds or just a couple of birds, you know the struggles of not being able to get your bird to eat something, but then having to buy what seems to be a large amount of produce at the grocery store only for most of it to go to waste. So I am trying to come up with some stuff that's economical and high nutrition that I can relay to you guys. It will help you with your diet conversion with your birds. It will help with selection. And if you're on a budget, it's amazing for being on a budget. And on top of it, if you start growing microgreens that you like, you get the health benefits of them also. Then you have even less waste to worry about. It's very, very easy to get into the habit of kind of buying what the birds need, prepping it for the birds, and then we go to McDonald's or something, right? So if you can get into good habits along with your birds, everybody wins. Oh my gosh. So I'm experimenting with some stuff like that and even some of my own recipes for microgreens. So yay! Holy cow. I went to a website with an interesting article on microgreens, and I just wanted to run this past everybody so you can kind of see the benefits of these, and I'll just kind of skim through it. I'm not going to read directly, but basically the thing you can keep in mind is with microgreens, they are little powerhouses of nutrition, and many times they have more nutrition in concentrate than their mature vegetable variants. So for example, if you're growing broccoli microgreens, they are going to be way more nutritious than the final product that we're used to eating, right? So they grow very fast. You can harvest them quickly and they keep in the refrigerator for about a week and you can eat them. You can throw them in salads, put them on a sandwich, put them on a burger, whatever you want. Throw them in some soup. Anywhere you can eat the regular vegetable, you can put the microgreens and you will benefit from them. Of course, your birds will benefit too. So some of the benefits and the positive aspects, I have not run into any negative aspects. The positive things about microgreens, in case you're unfamiliar, very full of nutrients. They are very nutrient dense and they tend to beat out their mature adult counterparts when it comes to this on the nutrition. They have vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and enzymes in them. They are going to boost immunity. They support eye health. They aid in digestion, heart health. They help regulate blood sugar. They're anti-inflammatory. They help support normal metabolism rates and weight loss if that's an issue. They promote healthy skin. For us humans, healthy hair. And for our birds, it's going to be healthy feathers, of course. They are amazing for detoxifying the stuff out of our body that shouldn't be in our body. So they're great for detox, and then that contributes to overall health. They're amazing for your bones. They support good brain health, psychological health, moods, anything to do with your thinking processes. They're rich in chlorophyll, which also helps in detoxification and improves oxygenation in the blood. They fight anemia. They support respiratory health, lots of amino acids, and, of course, here again, they grow very quickly. They're very inexpensive. They're very easy to grow, and therefore you can throw some into a planter or however you're growing them or in a grow tray, and within about a week or so, you're going to have some microgreens. And then they keep in the fridge pretty good. So all sorts of reasons to engage in consuming microgreens, both yourself and your birds. And many of them are very easy, kind of entry-level veggies that have a mild, wonderful flavor, so it's easier to convert your birds onto it. One is pea microgreens, especially if you can get a hold of speckled pea microgreen seeds and grow those. And the funny thing about these is a lot of microgreens, you grow them up to a very certain point and then you harvest them. You don't want them to get too big because then they lose their good flavor. But the pea microgreens in particular, if you grow them just a little bit longer than normal, they actually get more nutrients to them. So they're kind of unique that way. Radish microgreens are amazing for your health, but I have not had much luck with getting the birds interested in them. I think the flavor is too strong. They're real spicy. Sunflower microgreens, amazing. Oh my gosh, amazing. And a complete source of protein. So there's another reason to eat those. They're very mild, they have wonderful flavor, and you can just toss them in a salad. Here again, throw them on a hamburger, something like that. The birds love nibbling on these. Oh my gosh, they love them. And another good one to experiment with is broccoli microgreens. Very, very, very easy to grow and a powerhouse of nutrition. Last but not least, especially for your birds. Now for humans, it's a little bit harder to consume unless you've got a juicer, and then go ahead. It's going to taste a lot like a shot of like lawnmower clippings. I won't lie to you. But wheatgrass. Wheatgrass juice is really good for us humans. As far as our birds go, you can grow up some wheatgrass really quickly, very easily, very economically. You don't need dirt or anything. And then they can eat the whole thing. They can eat the green part that grows. They can eat the seed part. They can eat the roots. And it is really, really, really good for them. They love it. They love pulling them apart and digging through it and carrying them around and playing with it too. So really good forage food for them. Last but not least, millet. Find yourself some millet and start sprouting it. You do not need to grow millet to the point of being a microgreen. You could actually just put it in a sprout jar or a sprout tray or a sprout bag, and in 4 days it is perfect for sharing with your birds, and they love millet, as you already know. But once it's grown out, it doesn't have quite that fat content going on because the plant itself is using all the calories and the fat to produce a plant and grow. So it's converting all that fat in the seed to all kinds of enzymes and nutrition and whatever it is that plants do. So that's a really great way to feed your cockatiels and little tiny budgies some powerhouse nutrition that's normally perceived by them as being more of a candy bar, right? Because they love the millet, but that's where we get into the problems with the fatty liver disease and stuff, is just overfeeding them that stuff. So a few things for you to try or think about out there and some of the benefits of doing so. And with that said, I'm going to hurry up and get this edited. I am already late beyond late, and here again I do apologize. I got to this as soon as I could, so I want to get this out and in your eardrums and then I got a lot of work to do. So I will catch you next week, and we will try to be on time. I promise. Just keep hanging with me, everyone. And above all else, go play with your birds. Go hang out with your birds. Go have a salad with your birds. Oh my gosh. Don't give them any dressing, though. They don't need the dressing. All right. I'll see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.